Welcome back to Lunch Break. I'm Tanya Rivero. Think you can operate just fine on 5 hours of sleep and an extra shot of espresso? Well, think again. Chances are you're not just fooling yourself, you're losing out on some cold, hard cash. New research comparing wages with sleep shows a 16% wage increase pegged to 1 extra hour of Z's. With more details, we're joined by Damato, WSJ Personal Finance Deputy Editor. Karen, thanks for being with us.
Hi, Tanya.
So tell us about this new research. It comes out of the U.S. Census Bureau's American Time Use Survey, correct?
Right. Two researchers at the University of California at San Diego use that census data to study the relationship between wages and sleep, and they found that, in fact, as you say, if you slept 1 extra hour consistently over time, that could produce a 16% increase in your earnings, which they point out is more than the value of another year of schooling.
Absolutely. Now, this is the reported amount of time that people slept. So is there any reason to believe that they might be lying about how much sleep they actually get? Or
well, I think some of us lie to ourselves about a lot of things. That certainly could be one of them.
Right. Now, is this the first study to actually peg the relationship between sleep and income?
They say there has been surprisingly little research about that. Some of the research has actually gone in the opposite direction, pointing out that the higher you rise and the busier you are, there's more of an incentive to sleep less.
Sure, this does seem to fly in the face of all of that, right? The image of the hard-charging corporate titan sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night.
Right, time is money, so I should sleep less and less because I'm so valuable and there's so much that I need to do at work.
And it certainly is easy to fool ourselves, isn't it? I mean, we can operate with a lot of coffee and 5 hours of sleep. We think we're doing just fine, but we're really not operating at our optimal level.
Exactly. So in this article, which my colleague Brett Ahrens wrote, he quoted a doctor who says a lot of times when you're running short on sleep, you could be equivalent to being legally drunk. And you can go through the routine of work. You can type, you can be in meetings, you can respond to things, but you're probably not at your full brain capacity.
And so realistically, the number of people who can function well on 5 hours of sleep is essentially zero.
That is what some of the researchers are saying.
That's very interesting. So what about 7 hours? There was a study earlier that showed for some people 7 hours is actually even better than 8 hours.
I know, I saw that. I've got to say, personally, I was encouraged by that because too often you don't get as many hours of sleep as you think you should. So I think people probably responded to that and thought, wow, that's encouraging. That's good news.
So we'll see. So you actually have to figure out your optimal sleep time individually. How do we do that?
Now, one of the people quoted pointed out that if you need an alarm clock to wake up, you're probably not getting enough sleep. I think sometimes we know that when we have time away from work on vacation, you see what your rhythm really is.
Who doesn't need an alarm clock? I'd like to know that. All right, Karen, thank you so much for that.